Yeah, hi, Davion. Coach Cannell's been talking the last few days about consistency, that he wants to see individually and as a group more consistency from you guys. Why do you think, you guys have struggled with that the play has been up and down?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, this coach first of all has to know. I mean, it makes his job easier when he can know what he's expecting and know what he's gonna get out of every guy. Before the game even tips off. Not sure why we have been having difficulties with consistency, but that's one of the parts that we do need to pick up in order to get
How,
things going.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was done.
I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna, I was gonna ask you just what you see that tells you that things haven't smoothed out.
I'm sorry. One more time.
I just wonder what jumps out in your mind about the inconsistencies in the play.
Yeah, I mean, just rebounding. Like sometimes, I think the past, I'm not sure exactly, but the past couple of games we haven't been, leading the opposing team and, offensive rebounding. I mean, just defensive miscues. For me, just, making shots, to start the game. Just everyone has their own individual cue, and then collectively, just hustle plays, 50-50 balls, just things like that.
Ken Spencer, go ahead.
Yeah, Davion, how important is it, talking about consistency for each player to do what they do well and not really really understand their role and play within that role. Don't go outside that box. Because at this point, it seems like everything's kind of, determined how you guys should play individually and for everybody to kind of buy in.
Yeah. You're asking about the importance of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's very important. I mean, that's with everything. We have to have guys and players coming in knowing exactly what to expect. Like I mentioned earlier, like it makes everyone's job, not only the coaches, just know, okay, what is this guy gonna give me today? What can I expect from him? Miss or make, like is he gonna take these certain shots that we're asking him to take? Um, are we gonna, just know what to expect, and then at that point, it just makes everyone's job easier, not only for others but also for yourself.
John Hale will come to you next.
Yeah, yesterday, Coach Cal said that he told you all in practice, if you want to start, go out there and dominate. And then he saw a few guys step up a little bit. What did you see, and what kind of did that message mean to the team as a whole?
Yeah, he just talked about being desperate. Like we have to play with some sort of desperation, especially where we are right now in the season. And I mean he's making it very clear to us that he's only going to play five guys that are going to go out there and be desperate, basically. And so I mean at this point, everyone's just running, being that bull, just chasing that flag at this point. Like we're just trying to you know be one of those guys at this point.
Anything else for Davion? Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Davion, just to follow up on that, how desperate do times seem to you guys right now,
Very, very. It's it's been a really tough season. I mean, I can't lie, it's been hard, and we understand that we have a job to do, and I mean, we obviously can't give up. I mean, we got a lot of people depending on us, a lot of people supporting us still. So, I mean, there's no reason to put our heads down now. We just got to keep pushing through it.
Anything else, guys? Go ahead, Ken.
Davion, when it comes to the offensive struggles for you guys, what do you think is the biggest thing holding you back?
Yeah, I mean, with those offensive struggles, like the problem is like we're getting the stops on defense. Like, you know, we're holding teams to 0.5, 0.6 points possessions, and then we're coming down and we're struggling to score. So it's just like we just gotta put points on top of that skills, on top of those kills, which is 3 stops. Like we can't have times in the game where 3-4 minute segments, periods where we're not scoring. I think that's what hurts us sometimes. Like we'll have units in and we'll get, you know, those points, and then just times that we won't. And I think those droughts really just get us and hurt us. I mean, it's not the sets that we're running. I think it's just our purpose and our execution. Just, you know, cutting even when the play isn't for you at a high pace. You know, if you're supposed to be the decoy on that play, act like the play is for you. I mean, just, you know, just run plays at a high execution and, you know, really attack what we're looking for. I think sometimes we tend to make it a little more overcomplicated than it needs to be. I mean, just find a mismatch, go as hard as you can, and, you know, just execute what's asked of us.
Go ahead, John Wong.
Davion, Coach Cal has been talking a lot about mental health, and it's obviously something he's very concerned about. I mean, it's hard being a college student in this day and age with COVID and having to deal with grades and peer pressures and all of that. What are some of the additional mental health pressures that you face as a basketball player, specifically at Kentucky?
That's a great question. But, you know, I mean, being at Kentucky, I mean, being a college student in general, I'm sure is pretty hard. But then adding, you know, athletics to it is, you know, a different element. I think that a lot of people don't understand what a collegiate athlete goes through. Honestly, not even just at the University of Kentucky. I mean, I'm sure that's everywhere and any sport. But I mean, there is a lot of pressure being put on you at the University of Kentucky, and attending such a historic, legendary school like this. And, you know, I mean, this is a big deal. And I think that's what kind of, you know, brought me here and brings all of these guys here. I mean, they're built for it. And, you know, you want this type of, I mean, it's good pressure. I won't say bad pressure. But, I mean, as far as mental health, I mean, it's just controlling what you control, just, you know, taking those deep breaths, understanding, like, that just live in the present moment and let everything, you know, roll with it. And, you know, it's just it's tough because you're bringing guys, you have young guys coming in, and, you know, some guys don't have the advantage of being in college for 4 years already. So it can be tough. I can't, you know, imagine how I would have thought at 17, 18 years old. But, I mean, like you said, it's different, and it's, you know, it's tough.
Do you think there are enough facilities or resources and support out there for people to reach out if they are having problems?
Yeah, we're fortunate to have a guy. I'm not sure if he's on staff, but you know, he works with us through coaching. He talks with us, and I mean, we have access to him 24/7. You know, but obviously times are tough if you put in, you know, the circumstances we're going through with COVID and the pandemic. It's not usual times, so I'm sure it's a little bit more challenging than normal. But you know, Kentucky has done a great job having those resources available to us.
Andrew finishes off.
Davion, you mentioned pressure. How much pressure is there knowing you guys right now, there's a lot of talk about making the March Madness NCAA tournament. You guys right now on the outside looking in. How much does that ramp up the pressure on you guys going down this home stretch of the season?
Yeah. I mean, the perfect thing for me to say was we don't think about it. We're taking one game at a time. But, I mean, in all honesty, Andrew, you do think about it, you know, and you there is pressure there. And, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you have to have the mentality of one game at a time, though. And with this, like, we just have to put a few games together and go on like that 3-win stretch that we had. Okay, let's try to bump that up to 4 or 5. Let's try to, you know, take things going at a time. But, I mean, whether you're winning or losing, that pressure is always going to be there because there's always going to be somebody trying to hunt you down, or you're going to have to be the hunter. So here we are.
All right, thanks everyone. Thanks, Davion.
All right.